And then I came in about, I think it was about 44, would have been then, and went right through and left after the leaving certificate in 1951.
Now you were at school, you were a great sportsman, league and cricket?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have some ability. My father had been a very good sportsman, very good. He played rugby league for New South Wales in the 1920s, and I did follow in his footsteps. I loved rugby league and I loved cricket, and they're two great passions of mine. I guess they still are, really.
Yes.
But yeah, they were good days, and I have some very fond memories of a lot of the brothers. The headmaster when I started was Brother Marist.
Yes.
Good man. He was a character as I look back on him. And there were people like Brother Bede, who was a legendary football coach. He taught everyone to tackle very well. I missed out there. I wasn't very good in defence. I liked running with the ball more than I did tackling, but he was very good. And then there was Brother Aidan, who had been a good cricketer, and he knew the game very well. And there were many other brothers that I have fond memories of. It was great. They were great days.
Crowded classes, of course, in those days.
Oh,
80 or 90 at least.
Yes,
some of the classes.
Yes, they were. And I have an idea that when I started in fourth class, I'm pretty sure there was just over 100. And Brother Campion was the teacher of fourth class. And when you look back now, you think, how in the heavens did you look after 100 children? Yeah. And he seemed to manage it pretty well.
Yeah.
And Brother Xavier was another fellow I have fond memories for. He was the primary final teacher.
Oh, the primary final.
The primary final was a big deal. And he was a strict disciplinarian, but nonetheless, he was a very fair man, a very good teacher. Yes.
Okay, you left Kograh and you're going to...
I left school. I wasn't a good scholar. I just scraped through the leaving certificate, and I started work at the London Assurance in Bridge Street, Sydney. And I have very, very nice memories there. I met a lot of very good friends who are good friends with still today, and that was good. It gave me a grounding in insurance, and as it turned out, I liked it. I liked the industry, and I eventually went out on my own in 1961, and that business is still going today, up in Hurstville.
Yes. Our sport, of course, you continued in sport, and particularly in cricket?
Yeah, I did. I broke my collarbone playing rugby league. I intended to go up to grade the next season, but I broke my collarbone, and I was starting to do okay at cricket, and I made the St George first grade team when I was 17. And cricket became my sporting career, and played with St George for 20. Well, I played AW Green Shirt, which was the under-16, the best competition for under-16 throughout Sydney. I started there in 47, and I retired from the game in 1972. So it was a pretty long stint. And following my retirement, I was on the committee there. I became president of St George, which I held that position for 10 years, and currently I'm the co-patron along with Brian Booth.
Brian Booth. There's two names that always get mentioned, Saunders and Booth.
We're great friends.
Yes.
Yeah, he came down. I was the first person in Sydney when he came from Bathurst. It was in July 1952, and we've been very close mates since that day. He's a great fellow, Brian Booth.
And speaking of Brian Booth, you also played for New South Wales for how many years?
Yeah, we played. Well, I played for about 10 years. Brian played longer than me. Brian was a better cricketer than me. He went on and played for Australia. He was a magnificent cricketer. Beautiful, natural type.
Elegant, wasn't he?
Elegant player. Yes. And an all-round sportsman. Brian played hockey. He represented Australia in the 1956 Olympic Games in hockey. So, a very good all-round sportsman.
You played in a team of just the names you sort of talked about, like Richie Banno.
Yeah, well, I was lucky to play with a lot of those fellows. When I first started, Keith Miller was captain of New South Wales, and he was just a sensational cricketer. I could tell stories about Keith Miller for a long while. He just was so natural. He'd been a fighter pilot in World War II. He had a devil-may-care attitude to life and to cricket. He was just so naturally good at it. And, he sort of was an inspiration. And then Richie Banner was in that team, and Alan Davidson, Norman O'Neill. We made our debuts together, and there was Brian Booth, Peter Philpott, Ian Craig, Bob Simpson. It was a very, very strong team.
Pretty well an Australian team.
Yeah, well, it nearly
Times.
was. It nearly was. New South Wales won the Sheffield Shield. I know it was 8 years in a row.
Sure.
And I was a member of that team. Not always in, sometimes out when the Test players came back from a Test, but
Sure.
on and off. But not that I played a big part in them winning that, but nevertheless, I was a member of the team. Yeah. So. Yeah, they were good days. Good days, Mel. Yes.
Well, again, we want to thank you for coming today.
No,
it's great. I mean, this is an important year for the school.
It is.
I
It
think
is. The centenary year.